Ironically, such incidents have launched major changes in the chemical industry. And now companies are reaching for the ultimate goal, making zero discharge to the environment part of their basic design. Texas, oil, cows, and chemicals. The wide open spaces of the southern Gulf Coast hold some of the state's biggest plants. Billions of pounds of chemicals circulate through them each year. How is it possible to keep them from escaping? At the Union Carbide plant in Seadrift, Texas, zero discharge is on everyone's mind.
This graph here.
For, say,
A pollution prevention team directs the emissions reduction effort.
But how to allocate it back.
like the way we do it.
Members investigate all plant operations, searching for ways to cut back waste of chemicals and everything else. They even recycled the wooden pallets that carry chemical drums and grind them up into mulch. And they spend millions for new equipment to recover chemicals and reuse them. The plant makes chemicals for many consumer items: shampoo, toothpaste, antifreeze, food containers. Along with the chemical products, though, come unwanted byproducts. They have to be dealt with. Those large flares that can be seen for miles are part of a disposal system. They burn waste gases to carbon dioxide and water vapor. To treat liquid chemical waste, the plant borrows from nature. The process starts in a large tank called a bioreactor.
There's bacteria in that reactor that literally eats the organic chemicals and converts it to food.
More bacteria in a series of shallow ponds finish the job.
The water flows under this area here into what we call the secondary pond. As it joins the water already in the pond, you see a change in colors. And that's mostly due to the fact that there's a different type of bacteria in the secondary pond.
The final treatment stage is an artificial wetland. It's a separate pond with cattails and bulrushes growing in it. The plants remove the green algae that grow naturally in the treatment ponds. The water that's finally discharged is actually cleaner than the barge canal it goes into. Despite the success of treatment systems, companies don't like putting chemical waste in them. After all, it costs money to make the waste, so why spend more money to destroy it? Why not recover it for reuse? Engineers have been redesigning one of the plant's largest production units to do just that. The unit makes a specialized form of polyethylene plastic.
It's a low-density polyethylene pellet that's used by our customers for insulation on wire and cable products and the six-pack carrier rings that are photodegradable. Behind this wall is the reactor that produces the polyethylene. The reactor produces a lot of heat and is under high pressure, so we use this wall for personnel protection.
The redesign provides a behind-the-scenes peek at a fundamental process in the chemical industry. Besides the plastic pellets, the reactor produces a mixed waste stream, heavy unwanted byproducts, and some of the original raw material that didn't get used up in the chemical reaction. Engineers first went after the unreacted raw material. They ran the waste through a pair of distillation columns. The lighter raw material was boiled off from the mixture and sent back to the process.
We don't have to purchase as much to make the polyethylene, and we don't have to pay for handling of this material on the backside of the unit either. So it's a win-win proposition.
It took some fine-tuning to get the process to work right.
Originally we had started at 97 degrees, but when we got to 117, we found that our purity suffered somewhat because some of the heavier components started boiling as well. We backed off and found that 115 is our optimum temperature.
Eventually, they were able to recover enough raw material to cut the waste in half. Now, they're going after the rest of it.
Wouldn't be surprised we couldn't get that up above 98%.
Right. So we'd much rather see those go out in our products.
Recovering the remaining raw material still leaves the heavy byproduct. The team is working on a way to sell it to another company as a raw material for something else. If they're successful, they will have completely eliminated the waste from a process that makes more than 50 million pounds of plastic every year. It'll save the plant a lot of money, and it'll do a lot of good for the environment at the same time.